Today, we are joined by none other than Ankit Agrawal, Managing Director of Mysore Deep Perfumery House, the powerhouse behind brands like Zed Black. From being a family run incense stick business to becoming a top three brands with a 25% market share of the organized industry, with a presence in more than 40 countries, Zed Black is a true made in India success story.
So if
Yeah,
you tell Zed Black, what is Zed Black to do with an Agarbatti? Agarbatti would be some Hindi name or some religious name. We are the only alpha brand in the country. So it became an overnight sensation in the country in Agarbatti industry, and that's how we came on the Agarbatti map of the country.
for Zed Black, you have chosen MS Dhoni, Hrithik Roshan. You're also sponsoring Delhi as a in IPL. What's the inspiration behind?
In fact, we believe that India has only two religions. One is
Yeah,
cricket and second is Bollywood. So
absolutely.
people love their movies, people love their actors, people love their cricketers. So you cannot go wrong with a cricketer or a Bollywood actor.
And Ankit, let's say if I own a FMCG company and I'm thinking about expansion into international markets, can you tell me
Yeah.
the top three things that I should be taking care of?
We have a very strict policy of one country, one customer. The most important thing I feel is
All right. So, welcome back to another episode of What the Business, where we sit with the minds behind the India's most iconic and impactful brands. I'm your host, Varshit, and at Madwin, we are building conversations that decode what it truly takes to scale a business in India, from first generation hustle to legacy led growth. Today, we are joined by none other than Ankit Agrawal, Managing Director of Mysore Deep Perfumery House, the powerhouse behind brands like Zed Black. From being a family run incense stick business to becoming a top three brands with a 25% market share of the organized industry, with a presence in more than 40 countries, Zed Black is a true made in India success story. In this episode, we unpack how Ankit modernized a legacy business, how the MS Dhoni endorsement came to life, the challenge of scaling manufacturing and distribution across Bharat, and what it really takes to blend tradition with modern business thinking. Kicking it off, Ankit, what's the story of Ankit Agrawal? How did your journey with Zed Black begin?
so I just passed out from school in 2003 and was still deciding what to do, to go out to study or to be here. And then just after a week, the 12th board results came, though I didn't get very good marks. Unfortunately, but just after a week, 23rd May 2003 was when the results came in. 31st May, we had a big fire in the factory, and it was a life-changing event for me where I saw my father crying for the first time in my life.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then it was basically the start of all the problems that were going to come our way. The financial trouble, the thing to keep business alive. Then the family dispute started, like any other Indian family businesses. I was there. I didn't go out, and then finally 2005, the family division happened. When I started to, 2003 only, I started to work with my father and my uncles. But when the final separation happened, my father was left alone with the business because he was the one to start the incense business. I was I helped. I started working with him fully from 2005. So that's how I came into the business.
Wonderful. So you came into the business after the setback of 2003.
Yes, yes, yes.
Was it like starting everything from scratch, or you had connections, you had the distribution, and what you needed to figure out was the manufacturing bit?
So what happened is my father was always a sales and a marketing person, and
Hmm.
but agarbatti is a very labor intensive work. And when we got separated, just 2 years here, we had a very big fire. So my father decided to step back from sales, and he decided to focus more on manufacturing part. And he asked me that if I could travel instead of him. and take care of sales and marketing, and which I happily agreed to. Fortunately, I discovered later that it was something that interested me also.
Got it.
So so that's how I began my journey in sales and marketing, focusing because it came under my thing because of the compulsion, nothing of my choice. But that's how the sales started to begin. Manufacturing, I never till now I've never really looked after the manufacturing part of the business.
Got it. You were leading it from the sales and marketing front.
Yes, 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 yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. And let's say, Ankit, I go and buy an agarbatti, right? And there are three other agarbattis on the shelf. What's
Mm.
Zed Black's USP? Why would I choose Zed Black over the other three?
So why you would choose Zed Black over the other three is now. First, I think we are the only alpha brand in the country. So if
Yeah,
you Zed Black, what is Zed Black to do with an agarbatti? Agarbatti would be some Hindi name or some religious name, or it would something that feels you connected with a god or spirituality or whatever. But you see, Zed Black is a different name altogether. It's
yeah,
very new name, and I know even the packing. When you go, you see the packaging. It's black in color. It's very subtle. It's not very bright colors that we use. So what you will see is why you'll buy is first you'll feel different. This is okay. This is a different product than all the other products kept on the shelf.
got it.
And
Wonderful.
yes, so alpha branding I think is one thing which differentiates us from all our competitors, near ones, where the customer gets something different, and obviously when he picks up the packet, the smell, the price, value for money, everything. It's a full package, and any product you want to sell in today's world, it has to be a full package. You cannot say, okay, I this or this. It has to be a full package of nicely packaged, nice fragrance, nice price point, everything attractive for every stakeholder in the supply chain. That's what I believe.
That's amazing. I could relate with
Mm.
that alpha packaging
Yeah,
bit, because,
yeah,
when I am buying agarbattis, I'm not buying it for puja. I'm buying it
okay,
for, the smell, or I'm buying it for
yeah.
the aura it creates in the room. And, the packaging really does matter. And the smell is one thing that, it really matters. So branding from that perspective to touch the other segments is like a solid idea. And Z Black, when did Z Black came into the picture from Mysore D Perfumery House to Z Black?
I think Zed Black became a household name in around 99 2000
Got
when
it.
the product called Zed Black got hit across the country. Again, very something new with a very subtle packing. More, not more. Box never looked like an agarbatti box. It more looked like a perfumery box.
Yeah.
Um, Strong fragrance, attractive price, very good packing, something unique, something different. And my father always clubbed all these kind of things with good incentives and promotions. That's what he did. And the fragrance, the Zed Black, the original product, you had a fragrance which was very close to Drakkar Noir, so very strong and a very good mass fragrance at a very good price. So it became an overnight sensation in the country in agarbatti industry, and that's how we came on the agarbatti map of the country.
Wonderful. Coming on that point itself, your products are sold in India and globally. What's your distribution strategy like?
Now, distribution strategy is very simple, very transparent. We have
Mm-hmm.
36 offices across the country,
All right.
and we have around 3,500, 3,600 distributors.
All
And
right.
these offices are basically stock points. So, say for
Got it.
example, we have a stock point in Delhi for entire Delhi state. We have 40, 50 odd distributors in Delhi,
Mm-hmm.
and the goods go in full truckloads from the factories to these offices. And where
Got it.
these offices, our staff is there. They bill the products to the distributors who are given on company price, company schemes, company policies, and then further they get help from our sales team, and the products are sold at a particular price to the retailers from where the end consumers buy.
Got
So
it.
this is very straight, simple, transparent. We have similar pricing. It's not similar. We have the exact same pricing in from
Mhm.
Kashmir to Kanyakumari, Gujarat to Guwahati. Exact same
Correct.
pricing, same schemes running, same everything. So it's very, very transparent, very open. Very clear system that we have in terms of the distribution. When it comes to exports, it's very country specific because each country has different taste, different products, different pricing. But we have a very strict policy of one country, one customer. So in
Got
one
it.
country, only one customer who imports our product and represents us in that country, or most of the countries, I would say. In India also, we have one area, one customer policy. So like for a smaller town, we have one distributor for the entire city. For bigger cities, we have distributors area wise. It's very, very transparent and very clear because we believe the distributors, are our partners in the trade, and we need to support them for them to support us back. So
Right.
it's very, very, very transparent, very clear. Again, I would say I'm using these words, but yes, it is. It is how it is: simple, transparent, and clear. Yes.
And like you said, there's one country, one distributor sort of a angle. Is this
Yeah.
how somebody should be looking at expansion into the international markets? Is this what the strategy should look like?
No, it depends from product to product, Varshit.
Right.
You cannot simply take my policy and put on your product. What your product is,
Hmm.
what kind of clientele you carry depends totally on that. But for some FMCG, for a branded consumer goods, I believe to start for the starters, one country, one customer is good because that way, you develop a trust in the market. How you can how the customer today, say for example, South Korea. South Korea, there is
Hmm.
one customer who now no one knows that black in South Korea. But tomorrow
Yeah.
Varshit has a distribution in South Korea, and I go to Varshit and said, okay, you please import my products. It's okay. Let's try. You import, you start selling it, and tomorrow the demand comes, and now it's very easy. The communication has become very, very easy. So people see my email ID on the box and start mailing to me or calling me or by any reference, they
Mhm.
know, okay, I'm in Korea. I want to buy your product. But then
Right.
we don't do it. We don't sell it because we know Varshit is the guy who made our products popular. So
Right.
that has been good for us. But I don't know. It depends from product to product. I feel that you have to decide the policy. But yes, in the longer run, making your distributors, making your customers, getting them in your trust circle becomes very important for any business because at the end of the day, trust is the most important factor of any kind of relationship.
Got it. And Ankit, let's say if I am I own a FMCG company and I'm thinking about expansion into international markets, can you tell me
Yeah.
the top three things that I should be taking care of? What should be my first steps?
So first step is to understand the market. Each and every
Hmm.
market is different. You
Right.
cannot, you cannot label that okay, export market. So Argentina and Chile both would be Spanish speaking, but
Hmm.
the customer behavior might be different. The price points might be different. First, you need to study the market where you are going. So study is very, very important. Then identifying the right customer for your product. So that has to be based on your Google researches, on your local survey, on the export data, finding the right customer who will do justice to your product. So
Got
that's
it.
what we always believe that some people, you see them, okay, they are very big importers, they import a lot of product, but sometimes they're so full that, they will not do, they'll take your product to avoid competition, but they might not do justice to your product. And the third and the most important thing I feel is the price point. You have to
Hmm.
always be competitive than what the competition is offering. That this thing applies, in my opinion, to each and every product, each and
Yeah.
every industry.
Hmm.
Okay, so say I say that tomorrow I go into the market and Varshit Agarbatti is selling number one, and I
Yeah.
come and say, see Varshit is selling at $1, and
Yeah.
Zed Black is at $1.10, and the customer is going to
Yeah.
ask me why your price is 10 cents higher. Already Varshit is selling in $1. That use quantity. No, no, my quality is better than what Varshit is offering. So you pay me 10 cents. If the customer says, oh, please, I don't care, your quality might be best in the world, but Varshit is already giving me at a less price, and the product is selling very good. Why do I need to try around or fool around with a new product and that too at a higher price?
Makes
Tomorrow,
sense.
Varshit is selling at $1 and I want to break into the market. So I said, okay, take it at 80
Hmm.
cents. then
Makes
the
sense.
customer will think of them, okay, 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 let's try. I said, and then I cannot say that my quality is less than Varshit because I'm I'm giving you at less price. No, the quality has to be at par or even better, but at a lesser price. So that's what will woo the customer, will interest him to try a product once. And if the product is good, the quality is good, and then slowly, manufacturing is such a beautiful business that slowly you can go back to back working. You can go to economies of scale. You can rework on your manufacturing cost and try to bring that lower. So that's what we have always believed in, giving better product to the market than the competition at a lower price.
I think that's a wonderful strategy, and I think you hit it
Yeah.
right on point. If I can sum it up for our audience,
Yeah.
number one is figuring out what the opportunity is like.
Yeah.
Number two, understanding the customers after you've understood the market. And number
Yes.
three, give them a price that they can't leave behind.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wonderful, wonderful. And coming on to your manufacturing capacities,
Yeah.
Zed Black has currently 4 manufacturing units in India, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. In Indore, we have 3 units, and out of Indore, we have 2 units. Yeah.
5 manufacturing units. And everywhere you supply, the manufacturing is done in India only.
Yes. Yes.
Got
As
it.
of now, yes.
At the moment, Ankit, how are we leveraging automation or the tech in the manufacturing units? I mean, I have zero knowledge about how it can be done. So whatever you can touch upon in these areas, I would love to learn.
So we are our industry is not used to a lot of technology, a lot of automation
Hmm.
historically.
Hmm.
We recently we have been able to incorporate a lot of automation also, a
Hmm.
lot of technology also. Like recently, we introduced a software for our Salesforce team. So we have around 400 people across the country. So now everything is on the app. For manufacturing, we recently implemented, coincidentally from 1st April, we implemented an ERP, end-to-end ERP,
Yeah.
where we are recording everything and the team is getting the real data of the what they have to produce. So it's an integrated ERP right from production till the distributor requirement. So
Got it.
they once the distributor fills the requirement, and then the gap is identified between the production and the pending orders and the demand and everything. So this we have just started. So definitely we are. There are a lot many other plans to engage more and more into technology at different levels, to
Yeah.
engage different stakeholders in the company and get the data and plan things accordingly. Definitely, we're looking
Got
forward
it.
to a lot more of technology usage in the company.
Managing a business like yours, Ankit, what does your day look like? I mean, let's say you're using a ERP, right? Let's say you're using a Salesforce. You have your CRM set up, you have your ERP set up. So
Yeah,
you're getting
yeah,
all the reports that you want. But
yeah.
what are the reports that matter to you? I mean, what does your day look like? Let's start with that.
No, so day of an entrepreneur, for owner of the company. Still, I think it's, it's a lot of firefighting that's always
Yeah,
there. Everyone looks up to you. So it's like I'm driving now. I'm not in office,
yeah,
as I told you. So there's nothing. I mean, there are no calls. No one's going to disturb. No, no, no. Everyone knows that. Okay, Ankit is not in office, so he
yeah,
must be busy somewhere.
yeah,
But as soon as you're in that cabin, that seat of yours, so all the problems start to come in. Even the
right,
smallest of things, the people will think, okay, it doesn't matter how much, with due respect, how much they know, how much experience they are, how much qualified they are how much power they have to take call the shots. But if you are sitting there, no, so they'll come to you for any small thing. But yeah, I think it's a part of your work. You love also. People try to talk to you. You sometimes you also learn. Also, you give them innovative ideas also. But my
mm,
work is, I take care of different departments in MDPH. It's not only sales, it's not only marketing, but also exports, imports, some part of the legal department. So all day, half of the day goes in interacting
right,
with the departments, different heads, talking to them, what is going on, taking the follow-ups. Some firefighting also happens. If I get time, I go across the factory. I
right.
believe that in a manufacturing, and especially manufacturing like us, once you're on the floor, so many things every day is a new learning once you're on the floor, because that's the war room, that's the action area. honestly.
Absolutely.
So you go on the fight. So whenever I get time, I go inside the inside. Though I don't handle manufacturing, but I go.
Mhm.
So many times I point out some mistakes. Also, many times I learn a lot of things. Also, I get to know some new things. Also, so it's what the day is like, and then you meet different kind of industry people, and lot many things are there. So every day is an eventful and a new day in the working life.
Absolutely. I mean, I also started a business like 1.5 years ago. I was always curious about starting a business or, doing something of my own. And I actually got the opportunity and I failed a couple of times. I tried this, I tried that, nothing really worked out. So I always been in sales like yourself. And, I just stick with sales because nothing was working out. I thought, okay, until I figure out something, I'll stick to sales. And
Mm.
every entrepreneur who starts a business, there is this very Easter egg like opportunity that's in front of us. Okay, one day we'll actually be this. And
Yeah.
for a lot of people where you are, people look up to your position and say, okay, if I get here, it'll be that for me. So where do you look at it? What kind of legacy are you trying to build with Zed Black or Mysore Deep Perfumery House?
What you have said is absolutely right. You know, you always want more, and that's how it should be. My father, when I joined business, he said, Ankit, we need to sell 100 cartons every day.
Yeah.
That's it. That's enough for both of us. I said, okay. We did 100. Then he said, no, 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 not 100. Now we have to sell 200 cartons every day.
Yeah.
And it reached to 500 and the 1,000. And by the right time we reached 1,000, and I was in, I was fully into this that, okay, now there's no looking back, there's no stopping.
Yeah.
One of our RSMs, regional sales manager, says he's old. He's around 70 now. He's working with us till
Oh,
65, 70. He says, "Vyast raho, swast raho, mast raho." So the
wonderful.
more busy you are, the more happy you are, the more healthy you are, and that's what I've seen. When I joined the business, my grandmother was working. Okay,
Yeah.
so my grandmother became very young grandmother when I was born. She was 40. So she was working. She belongs to a very good business family, and
Hmm.
she had this nick of, okay, I'll work. My husband is working. I have to support him, and she was working. So when I joined the business, I said that, okay, Dadi, now I have joined the business. Why you need to come? You've become old, and don't need to come to the factory. I'll take care. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay, I'll not come now. And after some time, she started to fall sick and some issues. And now always she even now she is almost 20 years. Now she always said, tells me that Ankit, this is you because of whom I am bedridden or I'm not well. Because till I was working, I was absolutely fine. So
Yeah.
working should never end. You should always be on your toes. The growth, you should
Hmm.
have that growth spark always there, and every day brings a new opportunity. I don't know. I don't remember that actor. I think it's some. He got some Oscar award. Oscar. He got some Oscar, and he spoke that he was asked, "Who do you idolize?" So I think you
Yeah.
can. He says that I idolize myself after 5 years. What I'm
Yeah.
going to be after 5 years.
Correct.
So that is especially for me. I think, okay, next 5 years after she's 25, where I have to reach in
Hmm.
2030, and I start working on that.
Right.
And trust me, work brings the best out of you. You have to be on your toes. You have to work. The last question you asked me that how your day look like. So my day is very very busy, but sometimes it happens. There are patches when I'm absolutely free. I've done all my tasks, all my work. Nothing has to be there, and then it's still 2 hours to go. And then I feel, am I doing something wrong? Is there something
Yeah.
wrong? Why am I free? What am I
Yeah.
doing? कुछ गलत तो नहीं
Yeah.
हो रहा है?
Yeah.
So that's why keeping yourself busy is very very important. And
Yeah.
when you have a lot of things to do, you're always busy. A lot of thoughts are there. A lot of things you look up to. So you'll always look up to something. You should look up to your future. You should keep working. There's nothing wrong in keeping doing work. It's not always about money. It's not about money. Honestly, it's not about money. It's just about upgrading ourselves. Learning everything every day. Something new comes up. You have to keep yourself updated, keep yourself busy. That's how it should be.
Absolutely. And I watch that reel every once in a while. That was Matthew McConaughey for
Yeah.
when he was receiving the Oscar. and somebody asked him, who do you
Yeah.
look up to? What inspires
Yes.
you? He
Yes.
comes and
Yes.
says, I look at myself.
Yes.
If I'm 25, I look at, what Matthew McConaughey would be doing at
That, yes.
35. And I
Yes.
do
Yes.
everything every day to make sure that I'm proud of that man when I'm 35. I mean,
Absolutely.
what better
That.
inspiration you can get?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Wonderful,
Yes.
wonderful. Which brings me to my next question.
Yeah.
For Zed Black, you have chosen MS Dhoni, Hrithik Roshan. You're also sponsoring Delhi as in IPL. What's the inspiration behind? I mean, how do you go about choosing who represents your brand? It's a very personal decision. I mean, does it come from you? Does it come from management? Is it about maintaining the brand identity?
So a lot of thoughts when you take a brand ambassador. The initial thing I think is that I believe that there are only two. See, firstly, it's a very definitely a collective decision of the Marcom team, of the top management, my father, my brother, the
Yeah,
marketing team. But I believe that, in fact, we believe that India has only two religions. One is
yeah,
cricket and second is Bollywood. So
absolutely,
people love their movies, people love their actors, people love their cricketers. So you cannot go wrong with a cricketer or a Bollywood actor. Um,
absolutely.
yeah, and MS Dhoni when we took, he was the captain, and we won the World Cup. He comes from a very humble background. He was a very good choice, and in fact, it's almost 8 years now since we've taken Dhoni on board, and
Mm.
it's proven to be a great choice for us. So, and then when we went for Hrithik, we wanted to take a Bollywood because we had a cricketer and we were
Yeah.
doing it for different brand. Dhoni was for 3-in-1, Zed Black 3-in-1. So took, we wanted a Bollywood only face because we had Dhoni, and we took Hrithik because uh, we wanted to take, Hrithik, everyone loves Hrithik. He's an actor of both classes and masses.
I agree. Yeah,
So yeah, that Greek god image, most handsome man of the one of the most handsome man in the world.
absolutely.
So we had some two, three options. We felt Ritik was the best out of them, and definitely he proved to be the best for us. So,
Wonderful.
and I think branding and brand ambassadors have to do a lot more with perception. You have to go a lot more with your gut than with
Mhm.
what actually it is, than with the data and everything. I believe using gut here because you love your brand, you know what your brand is, and you know
Right.
what kind of marketing you want to do. So both the times went by gut, honestly. Ritik and Dhoni, honestly, were not initial thing. No, on papers there was something different, but when we
Yeah,
used our gut, they were the best choices, and they proved to be best choices. So every time you cannot go with the data or go by the books. I believe when it comes to marketing, a lot of things depend on perception, and you have to
absolutely.
believe in your decisions. You have to believe in your decisions. Some people say that, how do you make a decision right? So I don't know. Again, some quote that I take the decision and make them right. So it's about advertising. Also, that you
Yeah,
have to make a decision by your gut and make sure that it is right.
absolutely. I agree. 1%.
Yes.
100%. And Ankit, for those who don't know, can you tell us how All India Association of Manufacturing Agarbattis is supporting
Mhm.
the industry and what role do you play over there?
So AIAMA, All India Agarbatti Manufacturers Association, is a 100-year-old association of agarbatti
Hmm.
manufacturers, primarily based out of Bangalore, because that's where the agarbatti industry started and everything. Most of the industry still is in Bangalore, and we have, I think, more than 1,000 members now. And the association is the backbone of the industry in terms of putting the industry needs with the government, licensing for them, whether it is taxations or some policy and everything.
Got it.
And that is the voice of the agricultural manufacturers. Uh, I am in the managing committee for last 11 years now,
Oh,
and I've recently been appointed as vice president of the association. I've been very fortunate and blessed to be, they trusted me to be the vice president. So we've been for last 11 years, I've been on my toes with the industry to fight some of the issues with government, not with the government. So yeah,
Yeah,
basically they are the voice everywhere. So it's kind of any issue in the industry, you bring it to the association, and then association is the right platform. Because anyone you go as an individual, no one is listening to you. But association
right.
definitely makes a lot of difference. So it was GST or it was some other taxations. Uh, Lot many regulatory issues the association take care of.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's
Yes.
wonderful. I see you also support a lot of entrepreneurs from that organization.
Yeah, because I believe as an entrepreneur, my responsibility is not only to my own company, it is to my industry. If the
Yeah,
industry will survive, then I will survive. If the
yeah,
industry doesn't survive, then what will I do? So,
yeah,
for me, honestly, Zed Black is second. First is my own industry. That's what we believe that okay, the association is
yeah.
very important because if the association is there, if the industry is there, then we are there.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I really like this mindset, when I am thinking of a business from scratch or starting up, it's all about what we can do, how we can make a difference, how we can find a USP, and being at a position where you are today, to think of it from a perspective where what affects the industry, what matters to the industry. I mean, it's a legacy. And what you're
Yeah.
doing is, I mean, what you're getting, also giving it back is a legacy that you're leaving behind, an example you're setting up for the coming generations. So I think kudos to you for that.
No,
Uh,
thank you.
on a
Absolutely.
high note, go ahead, please.
I say I'm no one to give it back to anyone. I think I'm blessed that I can give something back to someone. That is the most important thing.
Absolutely wonderful. And on a high note to end this up, wrap this up, we do one rapid fire round where we ask a
Okay,
couple of questions, 4, 5 questions, and whatever comes to your mind, you can just quickly throw it off.
sure.
Perfect. So, is there any entrepreneur you look up to?
Is there any entrepreneur I look up to?
Yeah,
No, nothing comes on my mind.
got it.
Always looked up to my father, honestly.
Mr. Prakash.
Yeah, not because he's my father, but he's a thorough gentleman, God-fearing person. Always thinks good for other people. Honesty is the most important aspect of his life. Honesty, discipline. So I always look up to him, honestly. Rather than taking any big name, I'll say my father is someone I look up to.
That's beautiful. Before
Yeah.
jumping on this podcast, I was
Mm,
just checking out one article from Economic Times that talked
yeah.
about Mr. Prakash and his
Okay.
story, how in
Yeah.
93, if I'm not wrong, he took that
91.
leap of 91. He
Yeah.
took that leap of faith, fought at home, okay, I'm going to stick to this and then turn
Yes.
things
Yes.
around, however, whatever it took, and then started this
Yes.
business. That was
Yes.
wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful. Inspiring man.
Thank you.
Any
Thank you.
book or podcast, Ankit, that changed the way you think?
Sorry, what?
Any book or a podcast that changed the way you think?
No, I am not a great reader, unfortunately. I don't read.
Uh-huh. All right.
So I don't know the book. Podcast also, I honestly, I don't, I'm not into podcasts. But recently I've been hearing Gita because I cannot read. And Gita, I've been hearing to Gita podcast in a form of 20-minute podcast. And I'm still in the process of hearing it.
Is
And
it what the name suggests? Is it the actual Gita?
yes, uh, there are a lot of things in it and a lot of learnings which I'm getting. So small things, but a lot of direction towards life.
Hmm.
Everyone says that Gita was written thousands of years back,
Yeah.
but it has answer to all your questions. And I
Yeah.
think as I'm progressing and I'm getting answers to all the queries which I have, though it's very difficult to keep everything incorporated in your life,
True.
honestly. But
True. True.
if you do that, life become very easy.
कोई ऐसी एक चीज है from Gita that stick with you?
Uh, some things are personal, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, uh, but one thing I'll tell you, very important.
Uh-huh.
Arjun asked Sri Krishna that
Uh-huh.
if everything is decided, why do I have to
Yeah.
fight this? Why can't I get the final result? Because he was not
Uh,
willing to kill and get battle with his own relatives. So Shri Krishna said that everything is decided, but to reach that you have to do your karma.
yeah.
So, so the people who believe in luck or who believe in destiny, the karma is very very important. So I
Right.
feel that you have to keep doing your karma, and you will ultimately what is decided you will get it. But it will only happen if you keep doing the karma. So keep doing the
Right.
work, keep doing the good work. That is important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And can you tell me one of your favorite moments since you came into the business? I mean, what is it that sticked with you from the business?
Favorite moments in like what terms?
Anything that was like a eureka moment for you? Okay, now I think I've made it. When did you feel that that you made it?
I don't know. I am never, honestly, I'm never satisfied. I don't. I feel that I'd always done less. There's something more to do. So not, but I don't know.
And you're
Last
just
year,
being too humble now.
I don't know. But one thing, one important thing is that one very big difference we took in 2014, 2015 was,
Yeah.
Agarbatti is a credit business.
Yeah.
So when I came into the business, my father taught me that okay, it's a credit business. You cannot call
Mhm.
customers for payment. 60 days, 90 days, the normal term.
Yeah.
And it was something that was bothering me from day one
Yeah.
because I always believe in paying on time, and I've been always a great advocate of keeping the accounting, the balances clean.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but yes, and it was bothering me. And finally, 2014, 15, after almost 10 years, I joined the business. I decided one day that enough is enough, and let's do advance payments because the payments were getting delayed, and I had to make excuses with my suppliers for delaying their payments. And I
Right.
knew that was a bottleneck in terms of development of the business. And that's why when I spoke to my father and my brother supported. My father was not very game for it, but against his wishes, we went and we did this advance payment model, and instantly the instant response from the industry was the sale went down like crazy,
Yeah.
and it had hit
Mhm.
very badly. And Father was very angry, of course, and he said, "What have you done to my business?" And it was a life or death. But I don't know why. I was very sure. I was very
All right.
confident.
And
Nothing
that kind
bothered
of
me. Yeah, I was very cool, which is normal,
uh,
not me. I take stress very often, very normally, but I don't know what happened. I think honestly, the Almighty did it for me. That okay, now we have to do this. Again, it
yeah.
was not done by me. I think it was done. It was instructed by the Almighty that you have to do this for your own good, and it didn't bother. And after some days, it totally the change, the growth increased, the sales went skyrocketing. These payments were coming in advance, so no problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that kind of established me in front of my father. Okay, my father,
Yeah.
okay, he said, okay, now you've taken such a bold decision, and that to a good, it had paid good. So it
Beautiful.
was very high point of my life where I kind of proved myself that okay, I can do work, I can do business. And last year in
Beautiful.
24, we got an export award from the government of India.
Mhm.
So that was a very good feeling altogether for me.
Wonderful. And
Yeah,
just one last question, uske baad you're all free. What do you
sure.
do for fun, Ankit? What makes you happy?
What makes me happy is I'm a very, very simple person, Varshit.
Yeah.
I believe in leading a monotonous, disciplined life. What makes me happy is getting up at 7 o'clock in the morning, meeting my kids, playing with them for a while, go to hit the gym, do my 1.5 hours, 2 hours of workout, go to office on time, get a busy day where I get tired like crazy by the evening.
Yeah.
come back home, have my light dinner, spend some time with my wife, with my family, watch Netflix for an hour, and
Yeah.
sleep by 10:30. That's the
Wonderful.
happiest, satisfied, perfect day of my life, Monday to Friday. And Saturday, go out with friends, meet the
Yeah.
friends, have couple of drinks, but come
Yeah.
back and sleep by 11:30, 12.
Yeah. I think
So that's how the ideal thing is for me, honestly. That's give me happiness.
amazing.
If I have a week like that, it's the happiest week for me.
I absolutely agree. I mean, all that, as soon as we just jump out of college, I think we, what, 5, 6 years now, there's this craze of we just starting earning fresh money, that.
Mm,
So there's this excitement, okay, we'll hit the clubs, we'll hit the bars. And we did that a couple of times. We used to
yeah,
go. I used to
yeah,
visit Bangalore, Pune, Bombay, wherever, and I end
yeah,
up in a bar and then, we used to end up having so much fun. But then after 6 months, it just dropped down to zero. I mean, even if I have to meet friends, either I'm going to their place or they're coming to my place. We're sitting around,
yeah,
talking, chilling, having fun, all of that. But there's no craze and there is no other happiness that gives more satisfaction than being in your comfort zone and doing what
yeah,
you want to do. And
yeah.
doing it on a daily basis, that's a cherry on top.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's wonderful. It was a lovely conversation with you. Thank you so
Same here.
much.
Thank you, Varshit. Thank you so much.